Wow, this is going to be an interesting one. There's definitely a lot to talk about on this subject. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little while since I last uploaded, but I have been super busy. But don't worry, today we're gonna get right into today's subject. Just a little background, this is actually my college dorm. So I'm now moved into my spring semester of my sophomore year of college, so very exciting. Just finished my first week of classes, went very well, so wish me luck. I've also been coaching volleyball full time, so that's been a big part of my schedule. And as of last night, I actually had a little bit of an accident, went to the hospital. I was washing dishes and I dropped a knife and it totally cut my finger open. So don't worry about that, I'm okay. It was very short. My lovely roommate came with me and it was a good night. So don't worry about that. But let's get right into today's video. Let's talk about friendship betrayal. I think it's one of the worst things that you can go through as a person. And while we have a lot of advice out there about how to deal with romantic relationship breakups and how to heal and how to move on, I feel like there needs to be space for more topics and more conversations about friendship breakups. So today that's what I wanted to talk about, as I'm someone that has a lot of experience, unfortunately, in that area of friendship heartbreak. I won't bore you with all the details on the amount of times or when things happen where friends completely betrayed me, and friends that I had known for a while that I thought were going to be around and just weren't anymore. But moving back into college actually is what prompted me to make this video, because in my freshman year of college, I was betrayed by my group of friends that I had made that year, seemingly out of nowhere. It was very bizarre. It was extremely heartbreaking. It was beyond anything I ever imagined someone could do to their friend. And it was incredibly traumatic. It was a very, very hard time for me. And I wish that someone had made this kind of video for me when I was going through that. So that's what today's video is going to be. I'm going to give you all the advice on how to deal with a friendship breakup, how to move forward, how to make sure you're staying mature, how to be smart about your decisions after it happens. All the things that will lead you to healing. I promise you, I am a credible source for this experience, especially in the last year. 2024 was a huge roller coaster for me. It started off very poorly with the actual event of the friend betrayal, and then it got much better. It got so much better than I ever thought it could possibly be, and you deserve that too. So that's why we're here today, and the fact that you clicked on this video proves that you have an initiative to be a better person. You want to do better, you want to grow, and you want to change. And there can be no change without acknowledging that you want to change. So let me start by saying I'm really sorry for what you went through. It wasn't your fault, and I really hope you speedy healing. I hope you quick recovery, and I wish you nothing more than the most ferocious success in your future. So let's just get right into things today. So we're going to talk about step number 1, which is dealing with the aftermath. This step is for immediately after something happens. You know, the ball drops, the other shoe falls, you've been betrayed by your friends, you've found the text messages, you had the blow-up conversation, you figured out that they have betrayed you, and you feel like your heart is sinking into your gut. You can't breathe, you don't know what to do. How are you supposed to continue going to class after this happened? How are you supposed to face your parents? Who are you going to sit with at lunch? Who even are you without these friends? Well, let me start with, you were someone before these friends were around. You've always been somebody. Your identity is not linked to these other people. Just because they played a large part in your life does not mean they define who you are as a person. Your morals, your action, your character, your words are what define you as a person. So do not let this. Give yourself some time to come to terms with what actually happened. When something happens in the moment, we can often immediately think of retaliation. I want revenge. I want to hurt this person. I want them to feel the kind of pain that they inflicted on me. However, that isn't always the right course of action. If you make a decision while you are in the midst of a lot of hard, really explosive emotions, you will 90% of the time make a decision that you will regret. And I promise you, in my experience, I have done that. I rushed into making a decision just to get the last word out in an argument, and I said something I didn't mean that possibly destroyed the friendship even more than it was previously. So make sure that you are allowing yourself to be hurt, okay? Cry it out for a few days if you need to. Stay in PJs, watch your favorite shows. Just give yourself time. Do not react to the situation immediately. There's this quote, I think it's an old proverb that essentially says, you can't see your reflection in boiling water. You can only see it when the water is still. And that is kind of a quote about making decisions when we are emotional or upset or distraught about something. We can't see the actual destination, the end result, when the water is boiling, when we are angry, when we are sad, betrayed, hurt. But when the water is still and we have allowed those emotions their space and time to express themselves, then we can see, okay, what is not going to fix the situation. And while you may think it will make you feel better, I can tell you most of the time it will not. Do not make rash decisions that could actually heavily impact your future. There were times where I debated retaliation in my situation, and I realized that that was not the right decision. Retaliation is not the answer, okay? It wouldn't have gotten me anything that I wanted. And I'm a big believer in karma, so if you can, I would definitely say consider that mindset, consider that kind of perspective, believing that the universe, or whatever you may believe in, will come around and deal out whatever is due to whoever may have hurt you. But you going out and delivering that punishment yourself will only come back to bite you. I believe that whatever we put into the world comes back at us with the 3 times of the force of what we put out. And I can tell you that I was severely hurt by what happened. I really thought that these people were my friends and that they cared about me, and that was simply not the case. But if I had gone through with what I was thinking about doing, or I had gotten retaliation or revenge, it could have permanently ruined my college career. I could have been sacrificing the rest of an education. I could have sacrificed thousands and thousands of dollars in scholarships, all because I wanted to get back at them for what they did to me. And now, looking back a year later, I realized that being taken out of that situation and all this time later, the revenge that I've gotten is my success. Me pushing forward every day is my revenge. Me still knowing what kind of person I am and not hating myself and being able to move on and heal from what I've been through is my version of revenge. And that's exactly what it should be for you as well. Revenge should not be against the other person, but instead pushing yourself to the most successful limits you can. Healing is revenge. Prosperity itself is revenge against those that have hurt you. So do not think rashly. Do not, do whatever possible hurtful thing that you're thinking of doing, whether it's posting something shady on social media or confronting them in one of their classes or whatever the situation is. I promise you it is not worth it, and you are too good for that. Stooping down to their level will not fix the situation. It will only make you no better than them. Okay, you are better than that, and that's why you're watching this video, because I guarantee you your haters, your enemies, are not the ones clicking on these kind of videos. You're too good for that. Do not let them destroy your character and who you are. It's very easy to let what happened to you take over your life, to think about it all hours of the day, to talk about it all hours of the day, to let every move you make afterwards affect every decision you make, what hallways you walk in, who you have on your Instagram, or who you're texting, who you're calling. To allow the people that hurt you to do that is to lose that battle. To allow that trauma to take over your life, to consume you, is where things go wrong. Now, I'm not saying don't allow yourself to feel those feelings that you're having. Don't allow yourself to address what happened. I'm just saying do not allow it to consume you, which is why we're going to get into my 3 techniques for dealing with the aftermath. Technique number 1, journaling. Now, when you usually think of journaling, I know you're probably thinking of something that has to do with set systems and very specific rules and putting certain receipts in there or putting certain pictures in there and writing based on certain prompts. But no, when I say journaling, I mean mindless journaling. Just writing. Write 1 sentence a day if that's all you can do. I'm talking about the kind of journaling, it's as though you're having a conversation with yourself or with whoever you might be writing to, or to a friend. To just write and write and write and write until you feel like you have nothing else to say. Because I have noticed in my experience, I feel like my thoughts kind of get stuck in my head, all jumbled up, all messed up, very loud, very consuming, very confusing, very angry, and it feels like I have no control over my life when all those thoughts are stuck in my head. But when I break out a piece of paper and I start writing just about my day, it's as though the words are coming out down my arm, through my arm, to my pen. And it's like all that stress and anxiety comes out onto that paper, because now I know I've done something about my problems. One of my other videos on this channel is called "A Problem Written Down is a Problem Half Solved," and I really believe that's true. Until we address our thoughts and the things that are happening in our lives, we can't really make a change to them. Now, I understand journaling, you may think it's not for you, but I think what you think journaling is what I'm asking you to do. But no, so I wanted to give you an example. This is my journal that I've been working on recently. It's the first journal I've done since being in Italy for those many months. So I just want to give you an example of one of my entries. As you can see, this is not a very exciting journal, because this journal's function is literally just to write about my life. So I want to read to you one of my entries. This is from the 20th, so not that long ago. Hello, I've been moved in for 3 days now. So exciting. The dorm is really nice and quiet. My roommates are also clean and nice, so yeah, my room turned out super cute. I love it. Keeping it simple decor-wise this semester. Time to focus and do well. Yesterday, Dominion and Rachel came over and we had a lot of fun catching up. We just hung out on the couch and watched some soccer. It was so nice. I love them. They are so good for my nervous system. Calming, kind, intelligent, funny, honest. First classes are tomorrow. I'm excited. It should be good. I'm gonna relax for a little and then go downstairs to print my schedule and stuff. I gotta prepare my supplies and bag for tomorrow too. I've had some trouble sleeping, but I think that's just me adjusting. So yeah, I'm doing well. I'll check in later. Much love. And that's it. That's the whole entry for that day, is right here. So you may in your mind think that journaling is super complicated. I don't think it's actual journaling that may be overwhelming to you. I think it's the stereotype of what you're thinking journaling is, what you've been told journaling should be based on social media. But no, journaling is exactly whatever you want it to be. It could be as creative or as simple as you like. Your journal is your space. And I really think seeing something down on a piece of paper psychologically just really helps me make sense of my problems and understand where I'm feeling hurt, why I'm feeling hurt, and what possible things I could do about it. So above everything else I talk about in this video, I really recommend, you don't even have to have a journal. You can have a piece of paper. I really highly recommend you write down your thoughts to help you make sense of them. So technique number 2, talk about it. Find someone that you know you can truly trust and talk to them about what has happened. There is absolutely no shame in needing to vent about your problems. Call your parents, call your friends, call anybody that you feel you can really trust with what happened to you, and just let them listen to you. And I feel like kind of a weight has been taken off my chest, and kind of a part of the burden of this problem or whatever has happened to you kind of gets lifted from you, and you share it with others and they help you up. That's what your family and friends are there for. You are there to help each other in hard times. So even if it's a phone call, maybe call a loved one that you haven't talked to in a while that may have some unique advice on the experience. Talk about it. Talk about it to yourself. Talk about it as much as you need to. When I was going through the worst time during this whole thing that happened to me, I would just turn on my computer. When I felt like my friends and family were sick of me talking about it, I would literally turn on my MacBook, and I'll put up video right here, and I would just talk to my MacBook for like an hour about everything I was feeling about the whole situation, and it helped an insane amount to make me feel better. It helped me regulate my own emotions, and it helped me realize just how much I could depend on myself to get through a hard time. It absolutely built my relationship with myself, and there's nothing more that I recommend than building a relationship with yourself, a healthy one, in order to get through a hard time. So yeah, talk about it. Don't let it stew and sit in your head. Don't let it stew and sit in your stomach, wherever you may be feeling this pain in your heart. Do not let it stew. And I don't mean post shady things on social media. I don't mean talking to people and talking shit about what happened. I mean talk about the situation, talk about how you feel hurt, and what you're going to do to move forward from the situation. Talking crap will never fix it. Sure, you can joke about it and things like that, but talking down on people even if they've hurt you. Again, it doesn't make you any better than them. And you can joke about the circumstances, you have every right to, it's your situation. But I advise you to not speak out with the same harshness and cruelty that they put onto you. That will not help you in your situation. That will not help you feel better. So my third technique and advice is stay active. And what I mean by stay active, well, sure, that can sometimes mean exercise. I mean hobbies. Get out of the house. Do not lay in bed. I would say allow yourself 1 to 2 days to be absolutely heartbroken. Don't shower, don't do anything, just stay heartbroken and let your feelings express themselves. But after that time frame, get outside. Take a walk. Not even outside. Walk down the hallway in your house. Do something. Go to a club meeting. Call up a friend and hang out with them. Watch a movie. Read a book. Do a puzzle. Spend time with your family. Go to an event. Do something. Do yoga. Do something you love. Something that reminds you of who you are and how deep your identity runs and how deep it ran before this whole situation. If you just sit with everything with no deadline, there is no progress to be made. That's why I think it is so important to keep pushing yourself to do things even in a hard time. One of the best things that helped me in my situation was going to club meetings and still hanging out with other friends. Still doing things, still going to food events at my school, still working on my novel that I was writing at the time, visiting my family at home, spending time with my pets at home to remind me how much I had other than this friend group that betrayed me, reading books, watching movies. Again, put yourself around people that you know really treasure your company, that really understand you, even if it's over a FaceTime call. That will make you realize that you're going to get over this eventually. This is not permanent, okay? I promise you, this will get better. Even if it seems like there's nothing that could make this better and you feel like it'll last forever, it's just not possible. Everything is temporary, and I promise you, you will get through this. Now let's talk about step 2, turning inward. I think the most important thing you can do during a time like this where you lose your friends and you feel like you lose a part of yourself is to turn inward. I don't mean necessarily blame yourself for what happened, although it is important to take accountability in certain situations. I'm talking about turn inward and treat yourself properly. Do not bully yourself. Do not be cruel to yourself. I like to do what I like to call self-dating. Take yourself out to a nice dinner, just you, and enjoy it. Journal all night. Invest in some serious self-care. And by investing, I don't mean buy a bunch of products that you'll never use, but if you have the stuff, do a face mask, make your favorite drink, eat your favorite meal, wear nice clothes, put makeup on, do whatever makes you feel good about who you are as a person, and just keep doing that every day. Turn inward, discover yourself, find out who you truly are. Find out what insecurities or behaviors might have gotten you into this situation. And if it truly wasn't your fault, just keep dating yourself. Get to know yourself. Have fun with this. Have fun with this time that you've been given to discover yourself, to understand yourself. Because there will be so much time in your life to foster real, beautiful friendships that will absolutely change your life and will help to heal you from what you've been through. So appreciate how this time alone really is temporary. You may in the future look back on the time you had alone and wish that you spent it more wisely, learning yourself, understanding yourself, learning who you are, and really building a beautiful, healthy life with yourself and truly loving yourself is never something that will backfire for you. You will only increase your feelings of your incredible worth. You will only become a better person by loving yourself and taking accountability for ways you may have screwed up and having healthy habits. Build a new routine. Start over. Let go of the past, as hard as it is. One of the things that I did when I was really going through things was I burned pieces of paper with the people's name on them. So for example, someone that I didn't want to be involved in my life anymore, I would write their name on a piece of paper, put it in a little bowl, take it outside and light the piece of paper and watch it burn and watch the ashes to kind of, in like a ritualistic way, signal to myself that this person's time in my life was over. and I could let them go now. That really helped me. I know some people like to write things on dishes and like break the dishes. Whatever makes you feel best, as long as it's not destructive and you're not hurting anyone else or yourself. Being betrayed by a friend is absolutely one of the hardest things in the world. And it really makes you question, will I ever have friends again? Were they right? Am I worthless? But I promise you that is not the case. Start on your self-growth journey. You want your life to become this kind of saying, which goes, I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather. Make your relationship and your identity so strong with yourself that nothing can break you. Sure, you can be hurt by things, but nothing will make you doubt your worth, what you can do, your dreams. Remind yourself of what your life goals are. Remind yourself what you're here to do, and remind yourself that it is much bigger than a friend who may have betrayed you. Everyone must go through hard times to become the best version of themselves. This is a stepping stone for you to become better. And where the world may close one door, it opens a window. I can tell you that with what happened to me, what happened never happened. I never would have applied for study abroad programs and did both of them, which led to some of the most incredible experiences of my life. I never would have met such incredible people, my new friends that I made, because I had to force myself to be out of my comfort zone and make friends and really try and grow myself. To be separated and isolated is a hard experience, but in that isolation there is peace because you have the time to do that self-work that you might have been avoiding. When a conflict happens, I try to think of it always as an opportunity to grow. I let myself be upset about it, but then I look and I say, okay, what can I learn from this? And that's what I want you to do. Understand what you can learn from this experience, because I'm sure it's a lot more than probably what you think it is right now. My step 3 and final step in my routine on how to truly come back is be excited for the future. While there will be absolutely some difficulties, you just shed something in your life that was not good for you. These people, whoever they may be, have revealed their true colors to you. And so that proves that their friendship was holding you back in some way from becoming your best self. So by releasing those people and moving on and growing and being granted the opportunity of isolation to really look inward and study yourself and who you've become with this friend group, you now have the opportunity to completely reinvent yourself. It doesn't have to be January 1st for you to have new goals. You can start over as many times as it takes for you to grow and become your best self. This is the time to pursue those hobbies you never had time for, or the things you might have been made fun of by these friend groups. This is the time to go out there, take a risk. This is the time to wear fancy clothes to school if that's what you want to do, regardless of what people think about it. This is the time to think about all the years that you have ahead of you in your life, all the incredible things that you are going to experience because this one door was closed. I think when it's really hard in the present, there are 2 ways to get through it. Be excited about the future and have gratitude. So get excited about the future. You have so many things coming, so many amazing things you're going to experience that you don't even know about yet. People that you are going to meet as a result of this experience. So get excited. Make goals. Ask yourself what you truly want in this life. Ask yourself if this friend group that left you really aligned with what you truly want in life. And refocus. Reinvent yourself. Start over. Listen to your heart. And really open up this beautiful chest of jewels that is you. Stop dimming your light for other people. When you have a gut feeling that certain people aren't good for you, please listen to it. Otherwise, God or the universe will intervene and will remove those people from your life. While it is hard in the moment, and it may be hard for a while, in the long run, it will be worth it. That's the beauty about doing what's best for us. In the long term, it helps us to succeed. It helps us to find what we're meant to have. So get excited about the future. I can tell you from experience, so many beautiful things are coming your way. So if you're rotting in bed one day thinking how it couldn't possibly get worse, think about all the ways it could get better. I know it's hard. I know it sucks, and it feels like your entire body is aching. But just take it day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second, and be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Journal, reach out for support, get excited about what's coming for you in the future. And eventually, one day, you'll blink your eyes and you'll realize the future is already here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed making this video as it is a topic that is so personal to me. So comment down below. Tell me what your experience has been with betrayal in friendships. Don't forget to give the video a like and even hit that subscribe button. I really hope to see you guys come back here, and I'd love to hear your transformation even months from now. Remember, be kind to yourself. You're only human. You're gonna make mistakes. Things are gonna be hard. But I promise you, life gets better. It truly does. But it all starts with you.